Hi and welcome back to the Penny Charmed Life. This is my mid-month update for January. I wasn't expecting to do one of these, but I've actually had a few overspent categories, and so I wanted to film me covering them, but also I didn't want to wait until the end of the month to do it because this yellow has been staring at me for a few days now and I just want to get it sorted. So here I am, you'll watch me cover the overspending and just talk through my budget in general. So if I just do that. So far this month we have spent just under £2,000, 1946.38. We still have a few more bills to come out, but yeah, pretty happy about that. I've been trying to be much more intentional with my spending. We've been using food that we have in the house rather than going out too much to the shops, and we're healthy eating as well, so there's no kind of dining out really happening or anything like that, so we're being quite frugal, but we do still have some overspending, so I'll just go into that now. So a small amount of overspending of £247 there regards the miscellaneous animal category. So this was a purchase of a bird's table that I've been wanting to get for a while. So that's been got. I'm slightly over budget, but I'm not that bothered. What I will do next month is just reduce the target down to £10 next month, or only assign £10 next month, rather than the £12.50, just to kind of balance it out. But yeah, not a problem there. And what I'm going to do is cover that overspending from my mobile phone category. So we have recently changed contracts, got a cheaper one, and it is going to be around kind of £17 a month. But because of how the months fell with the contract, we'd obviously overpaid previously. So for both our phones, we only had to pay just over £9 this month. So we do have £10.96 spare in that budget, with no more bills coming out this month. So that is what I'm going to cover that overspending from. So I'll just do that now. And then the same thing with the website domain and VPN. So I knew that this was coming up this month for renewal, but I did get an email saying that they were actually putting the price up. So I did a bit of shopping around, and I've changed provider and managed to get a 28th month period for about the same amount of money as I would have spent on a year. So I'm not that bothered about that extra overspending because it's kicking the can down the road in terms of when I'll need to pay the bill again. So yeah, that's absolutely fine with that. So I'll do the same there. And what I am also going to do is amend that target moving forward. So if I just go into February, so this is the target. At the moment, it's set aside another £7.50 a month. I'm just going to put that down to £5 a month, because while the target is for the VPN, it's also for a website domain, and I do want to have some money set aside in there. But yes, so I've amended that for next month, and I'm happy with that. My husband's car, as always, is an absolute nightmare and is currently in bits in his brother's garage. So we've had to shell out for quite a few different parts that he needs to get it all back together and working. What I am going to do with this one is I'm actually going to not just only cover the overspending, but also put a bit more of a buffer in there because there is bound to be something he has forgotten to order and needs to order before the end of the month. So what I'm going to do is move the money from my other car category. So my Golf does need some work doing to it, but we're going to postpone that until February, when I will have assigned another £100 to the fund, and then I'm going to move £100 now from that fund to my husband's car fund so that it all balances out. Okay, there we go for that one. So now we've got £46.84 left in that category. And then the last two are around gift giving. So we've had friends who've had a bereavement recently. So this is for flowers and things like that. But also I made them dinner and took that round. So I put it in the hospitality and hosting category for those ingredients because that's where I felt it fit best. But there is some overspending there. So hospitality and hosting, I'm going to cover most of that with a category I've got, which is called good deeds, because I feel like making dinner for them is kind of the same thing as a good deed. So that will cover most of it. I'll cover the rest of that with what's left on mobile phones. That one's covered. And then we've also got this other gift categories. This was the flowers, etc. So I'm going to cover that with the rest of the mobile phones. I'm going to cover it. We've got £10 spare in council tax because that bill hasn't gone up yet. It'll go up in April, and I kind of already assumed it would go up, so that's why that's slightly higher. And then with the £2.79 that's left, I'm going to cover it from the union fund. So at the moment, that fund is set up to refill up to £30. Generally, we only pay it once a month at the end of the month, but occasionally, if it falls on a weekend, you'll end up getting the bill coming out on the first of the month, and then you'll get the other one at the end of that month. So occasionally, you can have a month where there are two bills that come out. That hasn't happened this month. There was nothing at the start of the month. So the most we're ever going to pay is just under £15. So I'm happy to cover that, knowing that that's not going to have any further implications for the rest of the month. So yeah, that's where we're at. I've knocked out all of my overspending. I have added in a couple of new categories. So I've realised that there's a whiskey festival that my husband wants to go to towards the end of the year that I need to be saving for. So I've added that in, and that'll start collecting money from next month. And also my nephew and niece, when I take them away with me to London, we're going to give them some spending money. Now, I do have a category already set up for them with regards to general spending money or general gift giving. So I'm going to transfer some of that money across from next month to cover these other targets and maybe put a bit extra aside. But yeah, that's where we're at. Other than that, I'm really loving YNAB. I have to tell myself not to check it multiple times a day, but it's addictive. Everything is linking up well. My credit card categories all seem to be working absolutely fine. So yeah, I'm excited. I've done a transfer between accounts and I've got that to work. I've set up a scheduled transaction for when the credit card payment is due, just so that when it hits the account will all work out correctly. So yeah, I'm really happy, and I'm excited to assign more money as and when it comes in. I've been thinking about maybe adding a cash account in, because we got given some money and I've got a bit of money lying around, so I'm just trying to work out whether I want to track that money or whether we class it as kind of like free money, off budget money, and just do whatever we want with it. So I just need to think about that a bit more. But yeah, that's where we are. So halfway through the month, doing really well. I'm going to snooze these categories here that obviously say that I haven't quite funded them because I don't need to. But yeah, I'm very happy with how YNAB's going at the moment, and I'm definitely going to fully subscribe when my free trial is up. I've even downloaded it onto my husband's phone. Whether he's actually looked at that yet is a whole other thing, but I'm trying to get him to keep within his budget. So yeah, that's all from me. Thank you very much for watching. If you do have any questions, just let me know. And I will see you at the beginning of February for my next budget paycheck. Thanks all.